So I was adopted. I was part of the 60s scoop, but they backed the date up to 1951 or something. Native kids who were taken away from their families. That happened all over Canada. But we were taken away. Some of us were adopted, some of us were fostered. My brother was fostered. And we lost our family, we lost our community, language, everything. So I'm here on Bowen, and I get a laptop, and I'm really happy about that. And I started poking around, and I found that my adopted sister I grew up with, she'd been adopted through Native. She's Mohawk, I'm Jeude. And we found each other. She was down in California, and that was really nice.
I was born in South Africa and left there, married with 3 little kids, left in 1970, and lived for a year in Toronto. My husband was at university, and then we moved from there. He got a job at the Okanagan, and we moved to the Okanagan and lived in a little village, Naramada, which was just outside Penticton. We were there for about 8 years. I worked at I had to redo my nursing exams, and I worked at the South Okanagan Health Unit, home care, and I was quite contented there, but when my marriage broke up, I needed to secure a position, a more permanent position, and I needed a higher education, so I came to get my nursing degree here at Vic. And after that, I managed to get a really nice job here and decided that we would stay. The kids had settled down, they were adults. My eldest daughter was at university, and the other 2 were quite contented here, so it wasn't worth moving them again. So I stayed on here.
So when I went and was at aid in Courtney, that was a private care facility, and I learned to love people intimately and be part of their lives as before they died. And old people, myself too, you know, they teach, they're a teacher in their way, if one can look at it that way, or not. It depends what you want to learn. And
and of course, times have changed. It was a very poor situation. We just escaped with our lives, and everybody was happy about it. And it took many years to meet the family again, because everybody ended in a different place. Sometimes you didn't know whether they were alive or not. And many were lost, including children. Sometimes you still hear about the big treks after the war in '45, coming out of the east with nothing more than the buggy and the horses. And sometimes they vanished on those tracks, they were bombed out.
So, I didn't always live in big house with the big pool. Coming from a little tiny one-room kind of hut is where originally I started from the first 5 years. And the next place, all I remember about that place was the smell of gasoline when I looked out my window, my bedroom window. And I don't remember that much about that house, even though I know I had a big bedroom, and I had a playroom, and I had an art room, but I don't remember any of it. And I remember the cars, the gasoline smell always. Even now when I smell it, it brings me back with memories, good feelings. and yet I don't remember the place very well.